Ay, 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 ay.
All right, we're here. It's too late at night. Need to go to bed soon. Hi, stream's live. Think we're good? What is? Oh, hey, look, China got a new tank, but new top tier tank, and I think, okay, that's interesting. Well, this is why we call this a development server because that doesn't look right. Anyway, so I think I had some really spicy food today. Yeah. Yeah, some new graphics effects too. Yeah, the site's kind of bugged, but new effects though.
Oh my god,
Boom. Anyway, welcome to New Leftovers, another dev server. I don't think they're changing the name as far as I know, but yeah, we're gonna. It's the usual. Let's look through all the shiny vehicles and shit quick, and the music cut out because I'm tabbing out to go check so I can read names off. Here today, the audio should be good. Okay, what the fuck? Why? My father is a war criminal. Alright.
Welcome to the normal JonMan streams, everyone.
Yes. Alright. Here tonight, we have Chug Season.
Hi, I'm Wabbits. Nice to meet you all.
Dumpus is somewhere caught in time. in Cyberpunk right at the moment. Dumpus Grimbus. Yep, he's dead. We have Fly Around. And we have Roman, who... Wait, what's under my tank? Is there a blue skull under my tank?
Ekum bokum.
Ekum bokum, indeed. Boom. Alright, so let's stop dicking around here. So, as usual, the usual thing with dev servers is that, well, it's a development server. Things are bound to be buggy and things are bound to not work as intended. So, what rank is that tank you're playing at the moment? This is a top tier tank at a battle rating of 10.0 because it's not actually that good. Probably. Better than most, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Excuse
The
me.
reason why
Well,
it's
that's
not
you,
that
sir.
good, I'd say if we see future development of the ZTZ99 in game, I would say like maybe the ZTZ99D.
Yep.
It would be a good version along with the ZTZ99A. Those are later versions of it.
Yep, so we're going to do our usual thing, which is look through most of the vehicles by nation that's available. So we go from airplanes to tanks, if there are any. I don't think there's much. We're going to get through that very quickly. Oh man, I skipped over the Japanese tank. Ooh, that was bad. And naval stuff. Man, I missed 2 fucking vehicles. I thought I had everything prepared. And I missed 2 vehicles. Fuck it. Anyway, so we're going to start with the U.S. and aircraft, and, well, a lot of aircraft is coming in, shockingly, for America. Let's start with the low. We're going to go from low to high tier, starting with this big, beautiful flying boat, the PBM-1 Mariner. Totally not looking
the
up
tech
people.
tree. They added that as an event thing earlier. Now it's coming as tech tree.
No, the old, more modern. What is it? That's the early version of it, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a PBM-1 Mariner. It was built in the early 1930s.
It's an American patrol boat, patrol bomber. It was designed to complement the consolidated PBY Catalina and the PB2Y Coronado. Over 1,300 were built. The first flying example hit to flying in February 1939, entered service in September 1940. Thank you, whoever that. I'm not going to try to butcher that name. The event never happened. We're going to just move on because I need to go to fuck to sleep.
What's sleep?
What is sleep? I'm going to probably be up until like 3 in the morning, doze off, and go, oh shit, I need to be at work in 30 minutes. So this is a big boot, as you can clearly see. Somebody on the internet that you didn't even know just subscribed. All right, I give you props for that name. All right,
I'll give you an 8 out of 10 on the name, style points.
Yep, for style points. So, and this was built by the Martin Aircraft Company. So it's of course, this is a flying boat. Don't expect much. Placeholder cockpits, and Gaijin, you guys really need to update. I'm gonna be about as mad and livid as Linus is about NVIDIA being a bunch of dickheads to one of the content creators recently. I'm gonna be about as livid as he is about them neglecting the World War II American pilot model, because this is just just a shame. This is the oldest pilot model now in game, as I understand it. Look at him.
Nostalgia.
Fuck your nostalgia at this point.
He's ugly.
He just looks sad. He's just questioning why he's here.
Why am I in the right seat? I want to be in the left seat. Why am I
here?
And interestingly enough, for a flying boat, this has it has actually its floaties actually retract into the wing, unlike the Catalinas.
Yeah.
Well, the Catalina was built to. This thing also probably never really went outside the U.S., so. Yep.
Also, for some of you new pilots that are getting into the game who started off with America, it'll be a very good aircraft for a bomber because it gets 4 1,000-pound bombs when you reach all the bomb modifications, and
That's
you've also
nice.
got 550 caliber turrets as a defensive armament. Which 50 calibers in this game for America are just DACA guns.
Yep.
They're very good guns.
Actually, does it have an anal? It has an anus gunner. Oh.
Yeah.
Inside this man, inside this plane's planus, is this man just here.
John,
Hello.
it's too late
I
for
do
you to make
believe
these
Inside this
the
man's
technical term.
planus.
The planus. Yes, there's someone there. GG junk.
Alright, Eggman, chill with the war criminal jokes. What was it? Your father was a part of the Belgian military. He fucking nuked his own country. Fucking ace combat memes. Fucking ace combat. I'm just saying.
The next thing you know, Razgoods will come around the corner and nuke him.
John's on fire tonight.
Alright. So next up, another long-awaited aircraft. The F-84F. Wait, why did they not change? Well, it went from the... What is it? They went from the
My
Thunder...
question is, why the heck is this thing 8.7?
We have the Thunderjet, and then we have the Thunder Streak.
Because
Because
the reason why it's 8.7 is take the Thunderjet, add about 100. I'm gonna go in kilometers because that's what someone said today. 100 more kilometers top end to it, and then make it be able to turn on a dime, and that's what it is.
Yeah. So this thing will basically.
It turns better.
Yeah.
It turns like a top.
So the F-84F was after, well, the kind of disappointing F-84 early models. Because, well, when the F-84s first went to Korea, they were dominant until the MiG appeared.
Yeah, so to make way, knock, it's Russia.
Yeah, and the F-84 was relegated to, just like its predecessor, the P-47, it got relegated to ground pounding duties, but Republican didn't want to give up on fighter design at that point, so they took the design and they were able to get information on swept wing tech, and boom, they just literally, slapped on swept wings to the aircraft. So this aircraft, as far as I've heard, it seems to be the flight model has been copy pasted from an existing aircraft. So I don't know if this is representative of its. It
rolls like a saber.
Yeah,
it rolls like a saber. It turns really well, but some people have been saying that the top end speed is just a copy paste from the F-84G at the moment.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yes,
again, it is a development server. So, of course, it's equipped with 650 cals, just like the previous. So SP, you don't really even need bombs if you can just jump your SPAA and just deliver them half-inch rounds of lead forcibly for no reason at all. This thing maneuvers really well.
One of its 50 cals is bugged, by the way. If you go look at the front view of the aircraft and you fire, the left machine gun flash would be underneath the wing instead of right next to the wing.
Now we trigger everybody's OCD.
Imagine you crashed. Okay,
then ooh, spooky ghost spark.
Also, look at the right MG. Look at the right MG. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, we looked at it. Oh my god. All right, so that's the F-84, but that's not the main course of this update. It's this.
Also,
it's this thing. Nah, just kidding. It's not the it's not the A4U. Today we look at the A7d Corsair II, which is literally a smaller F8 Crusader. Basically, they needed by the late stages of the Vietnam War, the A4E suffered a lot of casualties. They suffered attrition with these things because these things were flying the most dangerous missions over Vietnam. So they were shot down a plenty. I think like 300 plus A4s were shot down in Vietnam by everything.
Mostly by unguided anti-air and flak because, as I'd like to point out to people, Russian and Chinese radar guidance really didn't get good until the late 70s.
Yeah.
Early 80s.
So basically, a contest was held to get another better attacker that wasn't, that would fill the requirements filled by this plane. And well, yeah. This thing won.
Slough.
We got this.
And if anybody wants to know what slough is acronym for, as the military called it, it was called the slow little can't talk tonight.
Slow ugly bastard.
Little ugly fucker. Slow little ugly fucker. And the thing is, it is slow, it is little, and it is ugly, but it fucks shit up.
To be fair, it's really funny when you consider the fact of like what the military has used for acronyms in the past, because you have slough, and for firearms guys like me, you had spew, which isn't all that much better.
Yep.
So hey, we need incredibly accurate rifles. What should we name it? Oh, I don't know. Let's name it after what you do when you eat too much Chinese food and you need to barf. Spew.
Or, as the they nicknamed the P-52 the buff.
The buff, yeah, big ugly fat fucker. That was
it really is.
Come on, yeah, so and of course the goal. So I don't have this thing spaded, but generally speaking,
I do. It's awesome.
Yeah, this thing is awesome, by the way. But in terms, let's just look quickly at its payload. So it has a pretty good payload, all things considered. Missiles, all these. It can carry 3 gun pods if it so wishes, which is funny. 5 bullpups just to be a total asshat if you wanted to. But well, this thing it isn't called the slough for nothing, because this thing has an even bigger bomb load. But it's probably most offensive bomb load we're going to look at, because I'm one of those people, and probably some of you out there are too. It gets a set of 30 mils, Gal 13s.
And it's a short A10 barrel.
Yeah, a short A10 barrel.
Instead of 6.
Yeah, 4 barrels, and is it like shorter in length too?
Yes, think about it. The A10, it took up over half the length of the plane.
So we're now getting our first taste of American 30 millimeter. At about 500 meters range, 500 to 1,000 meters. Dang, 50 millimeters of pen onto a flat angle. Good.
It's explosive masser.
Yeah.
Exceptional. If you go look at it, it's like 54 kilograms, and if you put the other 20 gun pods, it's only like 34.
Yep. So we're gonna put.
I'm gonna put
about 700 or 800 convergence on it. And then we're gonna fly it out here.
Also, it gets a ballistic computer.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that too. But we're running it naked right now with armament. Is your profile picture based on Virgil from ODST? Yes. Absolutely yes. So
I should.
He's Virgil, except that Virgil was an asshole and shot you in the back of the head with a rocket launcher every like half hour.
Also, I should.
Wait, you mean no? I'm the superintendent. I might just be an AI, and this fat ugly fucker who's streaming is just an illusion.
Then whoever designed your chassis really didn't design it for effectiveness. No offense.
Also,
same to you, you ugly squat.
Oh, so the A7.
Oh, I never pretended to be effective.
Well,
XD.
All right. So also, by the way, the thing also carries A9Js. So, yeah, do as you will with that information. It's a very, for the fact that it does not carry an afterburner. One, it is actually capable of withstanding supersonic speeds in a dive, because it's of course this was based off of a supersonic capable fighter. It's just smaller. Didn't they actually try to make a fighter out of this thing later?
Yeah.
But it lost to the F-16?
Yes.
Which was a good fight, all things considered. The F-16 was definitely not something people were expecting to come out of nowhere.
Yeah, the F-16 was newer.
And at that point, they had F-15s, and I think the biggest argument for the F-16 was like, it shares the same engine with the F-15.
Also, I would like to mention that the thing also gets a humongous T-mounted
air
brake underneath the fuselage.
Alright, so I can't
So
aim
whenever
for
you slow
crap.
down, you T-post on the enemy.
Yeah, John, you realize you can toggle your ballistic computer and then aim away?
I don't know how to use a ballistic computer.
Okay,
I'm kind of dumb.
Right,
We're not doing this setup. We're showing vehicles off. I'm just gonna aim it like a... bitch. Uh-oh,
Also,
that's the
Loki
ground.
here. And wheelchair for you.
Now, I will say, as someone who has landed it multiple times, for some reason the A7, you really gotta land it as slow as possible, because if the brakes are, it's designed to land on an aircraft carrier, not stop on a damn runway. It doesn't like to slow down.
Yeah, well, the landing flaps are really effective at getting this thing to slow down.
No, it doesn't.
Of
You
course.
get down into 160s, and it just, it's like
Well, that's
drag
why you
just
don't
drops
drop
off.
the throttle all the way down to 0. Even though I've made that mistake many times.
No, I mean, you get to 160, it does not want to slow down from there. It just likes to hold
Up,
that speed.
up. All right, and of course we have to go see what this does to a plane.
It nukes.
John, you may want to retract your gear. Okay, thank you.
Remember the latency of the stream.
I know, it's annoying.
Yeah. Alright, so like at least like the jet pilot, like the US jet pilot looks good. He looks, you know, in place, in modern in a game like this. But as soon as you look at the World War II US pilot that isn't the one in the red tail Mustang, it's like, I'm from 2012. Duh.
My face tastes like polygons.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Are you mad? Yeah, why? Because I can't see my forehead.
And, well, that guy's dead. Also, just note the roll rate. I don't know if this is indicative of the final flight model, but I was testing this just before I went to work. I was pulling, without load, I was pulling 15 Gs and not ripping the plane.
With gun pods, I was able to pull into AIM 9Js. I was able to pull 13 extreme Gs, and I blacked out multiple times without a G.
Oh my god, I think my FPS dropped because of all the tracers. Hold up. Yep, so that's this plane, and well, America just has something that is going to honestly
Mini
with the amount of guns on board, if an errant MiG-21 BIS gets a little too close to it and zooms past it, I think the slow ugly fucker is probably gonna you know, fuck it. You're gonna get fucked. Since also I don't think the MiG-21 BIS has flares either.
Yes, it does. If I remember right, they did put it.
No, did they finally add it? Good. Okay, so Gopnik won't lose his mind.
I think they added it a while ago.
Well, they added it in. It wasn't present on the last desert. Anyway, we're moving on to Germany kind of quickly because, well, that's just an abomination of an F-84F. We're just going to move on from that. Oh, Britain doesn't get anything. No, USSR doesn't get anything. Anyway, we're going to look. Hey, look, the bug is that I can't speak English and there is a giant banana on the screen. I mean, the Buccaneer. So, meanwhile, so the A7 has a pretty impressive bomb load. The Buccaneer also has a very impressive bomb load. Starting right off, you start stock with the Buccaneer. You start stock with 24 500-pound bombs. So, yeah, for at what is that 9.3? Oh boy.
Yeah. Keep in mind, the Buccaneer does not get any defensive armament or
no, it doesn't get offensive armament, traditional offensive armament. However, you do and can carry a frig ton of missiles. You can, let's use this as an example. This would probably be your most.
24
this would be
500-pounders.
Yeah, but this would be its most effective. Hopefully, I don't get murdered. Armament and also intercepting anything else that can't run away from you because this guy has really big ass engines. Rolls-Royce Sperry 101 jets. They are very fast, and it gets, if a plane isn't loaded down too much, it can easily.
It's afterburning too, if I remember right.
I think so. Well, we're gonna see.
Yeah, Buccaneer does have afterburners.
Also, I don't know if I'm gonna call this a. You know, it has a really weird air brake. We'll see about that. So, of course, it doesn't have any guns.
Fast banana plane.
You know. All right, so we're gonna move on. And here's the the Blackburn Buccaneers, and also, and I almost said Tampa Bay Buccaneers, with Tom Brady.
Well,
Somewhere in the distance, Plebola hears this and goes, "Fuck you, John."
All of
I
a
don't
sudden,
think Tom Brady knows who you are.
Of course he doesn't know. I'm just making fun of. I'm making fun of Northeasterners.
Tom Brady
Oh, yeah, of
entered the
course.
chat.
Northeasterners are
okay, am I-
Northeasterners.
Okay, I didn't realize that the elevator is kind of weird. So this is big, kind of chunky plane. It has a big, chunky cockpit. What is this stick? What the hell is a stick?
Yes.
It literally. Yeah, we're just gonna not question it, and we're gonna no takeoff last because you'll go stupidly fast. 3, 2, and
Zoom.
flunk. Fairly realistic takeoff. Anyway, this thing is already zooming out at about 400 miles per hour. It does come with a ballistics computer, so yes, you do get friggin' sights. But first, we're going to show the fact that it isn't totally helpless compared to, let's say, like the Arados, the Canberras, so on and so forth. It actually does carry a pair of AIM-9Bs, which is, not the best missile, but if
It's
in a
retard
pinch,
alert missile.
yeah, the retard alert sticks will definitely at least make an enemy think twice before trying to chase you for too long. This thing is already getting to about 800 kilometers per hour in real speed. IAS is behind by about 20 kilometers per hour. But first, we're gonna go take care of the pesky MiG.
Watch the M9B still miss.
We'll see.
That'd be
But
the ultimate meme.
The G load here, minding
No,
the
the ultimate meme would be if they swung back around and hit him.
Just pulls. I think it was some kind of Soviet jet that shot themselves down with
All
their
right,
own missile.
we missed. But we have one more
And
missile.
as I predicted, M9Bs are that shit.
Well, he stopped existing. Also,
For now.
so of course, I did do a loadout with a lot of bombs in there. You might be wondering, where are the rest of the bombs? Yes, it has a
They're
miniature
internal.
rotating bomb bay under the aircraft. So, yeah, this thing carries a lot of ordnance on board when it's maxed out. But I would think that the missile loadout plus the bombs would be probably the most common for kind of just, I want to stay alive bombing, unless you're totally, utterly focused on getting out. But for the amount of that, the amount of engine power to carry this much ordnance, this is A7 levels of ordnance. So we're getting,
But faster.
yeah,
Way
faster,
faster.
way faster. We're getting approaching target. Let's open up the giant planus, Dick Planus. Yes, we've said that. You're welcome. We've called it a Dick Planus. Boom. All right.
And welcome to JonMan Streams.
Yes. And all right, Kinky. What's up? All right. Once it's bomb load, we're gonna look back at that. Now, as we've let go of it, try out the guns. Isaac, there's no guns on this aircraft. There were talks apparently about adding a 30mm Aiden gun pod, gun package, but it never came to fruition because the aircraft never served long enough to require it. So if you're going for maximum, I want to kill everything in sight and leave nothing there. Its max bomb load is 24 500s and an additional couple of thousands in the body of the aircraft. Otherwise, it's a beautifully flying aircraft that will at 9.3. Oh god, imagine it gets an 8.3 down tier, and you get a squad of these guys, and nobody pays attention to them.
One of them can take out, if I
The
remember
real,
right.
Yeah,
the real
this thing could
PUBG.
theoretically a good coordinated squad who gets a down tier, and the enemy team goes full fucking retard and doesn't realize who's in their match. The match will end before maybe like 1 or 2 kills gets there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be T.
It's going to be very good for bombing
And it does
bases.
get flares, so it's not going to be easy to just missile it. It just goes, fuck you, flares.
And with its speed, it possibly could just outrun if you because
And once
not
it
like-
lets goes of its bomb load, it's going to be kind of hard to catch, I would imagine. But
Is it
in
able
terms
to
of
block
acceleration,
The F-104s will easily be able to catch it. The question
Japan,
is, how well does it turn?
Japan, as I understand it, gets fuck all. Meanwhile,
Also-
China gets an interesting little plane, at least the V11. I need to look this up because reasons.
That's almost like
That's
a
that's a
Harvard trainer.
microchip. There we go. The Volti
It looks like a-
B11 were a monocoque aircraft developed in the 30s. China used them in combat against Japanese forces during the Second Sino-Japanese War, which of course they lost because reasons. But
Zero, cost zero.
well, mainly just because, well, Japan was a developed power and China was in, well, pieces, kind of.
China's going to help US, please.
Well, kind to a point, but I think it was just right after Shanghai Shek finally just got his, country back together, barely, and so on and so forth. Chinese history is hilariously just
A mess.
China broke again.
Damn it! I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
Maybe I
China's
should
back
live
together
at some
again.
point
Just
because
kidding.
I should, honestly, there is, Total War Warhammer. That shit's awesome and cool, but historically speaking, a more interesting story is Total War Three Kingdoms. Especially since it has both the romance mode and then the records mode. So you could play it like it's
romance
Warhammer
mode.
for Romance of the Three Kingdoms or Records of the Three Kingdoms.
My personal opinion is nothing's gonna be Warhammer 2, John,
Ye-
and it's just simply down to the fact that I can make a rat ogre that turns invisible and shoots warp lightning from its skin.
Well, no shit, Sherlock. But I'm just saying for me,
And
as somebody who
Hannibal
like,
wished he had these.
yep. All right, so it's just an attack plane. Even the Chinese crew doesn't look half bad. Maybe you could. They also kind of look like German crew members, but that's because, well,
Guys, you took the crew model from German crew members?
no, it's also China borrowed from everybody when it came to stuff. I forgot to put the convergence. I wouldn't be surprised if Chinese pilots forgot what convergence was either back in this point in time.
To be
See.
fair, and I can't believe I'm actually going to vouch for China for once.
Well, we're talking
When
about
you
this time
consider
period, yeah.
When you consider the fact, well, communist China, you'll see where I'm going with this in a bit. When you consider the fact that, like, China goes from having nothing to, like, even in World War One, China really didn't have jack shit. Like, most of what they bought, they either bought from Europe or America or, believe it or not, the Middle East. Like, China was not really producing anything military-wise.
Yep.
To have to go from not even having biplanes to, like, producing jet aircraft and modern cruisers and assault weapons when your country wasn't even producing your own bolt action.
Mm-hmm.
To a point, they did have an entire production line that was that they purchased from, I think, the Austrians. It wasn't the Germans, it was the Austrians, I think.
But what I'm saying is, like,
Yeah,
they
yeah, I
go
know what you're
from,
saying.
like, nearly nothing to basically producing everything for themselves. You cannot go into that expecting hyper high quality.
Yep. All right, so while we're here in Italy now, one, they have the best looking F-84 camo, so sue me. Two,
You've
we're
been
gonna
sued.
lump helicopters into this since they just got their helicopter tech tree, starting out with a Huey with fucking miniguns on board right off the
Did
bat.
someone order a side of Bert?
Yep. So basically its only capability is basically scouting and annoying anything that does not have a protected crew. So that's there.
I'd argue even the starter Brits have.
Why would anyone want to fly this?
It gets snebs as well. Oh, heat snebs. Oh.
14 of them to be exact.
So basically,
yeah, that's gonna do nothing.
that's gonna hurt if you're dumb, your team doesn't have AA or tanks with enough 50 cals. This thing pops up and nowhere and goes,
So-
Mamma mia, spicy fucking mozzarella sticks in your face. Anyway,
So in other words, you put this in the hands of a decent pilot, you
It-
can use this.
yeah, you could use this
Yeah.
to reinforce your loadout. On the other hand, the A109 EOA-2, I don't know what the actual
It
name is.
gets APGMs.
A.109.
toes.
It's a militarized version of the Augusta Westland, AW109, as I understand it. You're looking quickly on, looking very quickly on Wikipedia. So it gets a frig ton of missiles. It can carry TOW-2s. It can carry 50 caliber guns, Mighty Mouses, so on and so forth. You could just, so this for me personally, this would probably be the most effective kind of loadout, would be that. So let's just see how this thing flies, since it's a different aircraft. I don't think the Brits have an Augusta type in their lineup.
They don't.
Yeah, so
You know,
a different helipooper. The Italian pilot looks chill as fuck.
the Italian pilot casually looks at the American Huey pilot and goes, "Mamma mia, Antonio, that's not how you use a Huey. What do you
Anto-
mean? This is how you use a Huey."
Antonio what is it? What's his name? Bro. Oh well.
Mamma
So
mia, Marcelo, that's not how you use
this
a
doesn't have
pistol.
gear control, obviously. Also, JonMan is not an expert with whirlybirds, so sue me.
No, John Wood is a horrible expert on Huey birds. You never
Yep.
listen to him on birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mean the Huey?
Go up, damn it. Low road. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
John, man, turn your collective down to like 90 or 70.
That's the ground.
Oh, it's not hitting the ground, but it keeps saying, I'm fucking lowering it. Fuck's sake. Get off the fucking ground. The RPMs are not working. Alright. Clearly I suck at helicopters.
Could be either that or the flight model's not finished.
Also, I have said hi.
I'm
to
going
you.
to attribute it to user error at this point.
Yeah, I don't know what's going. I suck at helicopters. I like everything moving in one direction. Lux. And then so we've already had the Internationale as a premium for the longest time. Now we get entry one, except it has straight up a friggin' nose turret. 20mm nose turret. So yeah, I wouldn't want that thing strafing me if I were infantry. You know, you're some terrorist and an Italian spicy helicopter comes out of nowhere and goes, all of you motherfuckers die.
Isn't that a
Did
turd
someone
off?
orders?
Yep. So that's Italians now have helicopters to support their air tree or their tank tree. Moving on. For some reason, JonMan did not get in his package. Okay, that was a glitch. F-84, the French F-84F. This is the French one, which looks just as good as the Italian one because it doesn't have too many obnoxious decals stuck to it. But of course, if you're that much of a fucking shill, Shalom plane is also available. A Israeli F-84F premium to complement your
Shalom, I
Valtors.
come to steal
So
your
now you can
plane.
start recreating the 6-Day War if you so wish.
We already could do that. We have a Mirage.
Yeah, but we have even more now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to also now look at the most contentious aircraft of the patch right now. At its current, because these are dev server battle ratings, and knowing how the current premium or this one is with it, I would imagine they might hike it up to like 8.3 or 8.7. But on the other hand, you can't really bring this thing too high just because it's subsonic. It's not particularly fast. It's just because people are kind of dumb,
Mhm.
in my opinion. When it really comes down
And
to it.
people-
Also, it can't carry its gun pods and missiles at the same time. Probably for a good reason. I
Are
wouldn't.
they RB-24Js?
Well, was it? The missiles?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's RB-24s and then RB-24Js, but you can't bring any other armament other than those two. So tiny
Or bombs.
Yeah. Or bombs. So it's in many ways I could see why people are annoyed that it's super low tiered, but on the other hand, it's
It's slow. It's fat.
it's slow,
It
it's a
can't
little
turn.
fat, and only brain dead people will try to dogfight it. Half the people attempt to dogfight it. Oh, it's overpowered.
Well, the premium one does get the option to carry both gun pods and missiles.
Shut
Really?
up. You know,
Let's see.
yeah, so that either what is it? Oh god, does it carry it? Oh.
It can.
Well, that's a problem.
We're
We're just
screwed.
gonna move on because I'm not getting into that kettle of fish tonight. That's a dumb idea.
Yeah, so it can carry. Oh boy,
That's
I know some people are
that's
gonna be very
that's
happy.
problem. Honestly, yeah, I'm not
That's
gonna
gonna
mess
be-
with that.
That's
I'm not even
Harrier
gonna
too,
fly it
it's-
out because I
it's-
think people are too disgusted to even look at it. It's too ugly to be looked at.
Hey,
Isn't that
if it
the-
had-
There was once an ugly barnacle. He was so ugly he died.
The end.
I mean, the ugly barnacle in this case is so angry. It's got so many missiles. It's like, I've had
Yeah.
enough of you. Starts blasting.
No, that's
Yeah.
like
All
that
right.
meme where it's like,
So
that's like that-
next up, we're
Oh.
going to ground forces. According to my list, only 3 nations get vehicles on the ground, and they're not particularly impressive. Note that the dev note patches didn't actually say anything about the top tier Chinese MPTs, so So first off, it's another half track, but it comes with what appears to be basically
Three
MG
Oerlikons.
320mm MG 151s. So side mounted ones with the weird deflectors, probably to make sure the middle gun is accurate, so on and so forth. We've seen that kind of thing on later higher tier SPAAs. I think like the Tungu, the Shilka has something to that with its guns. Anyway, let's drive this thing around and try to hit something. Mm-hmm.
Now you try. First, get a jar. Patrick, that's a gun. Yes.
We're
The whiskey in the jar? Question mark.
out.
No. It's a SpongeBob quote.
Of course, it's a SpongeBob quote. But I'm just saying, Patrick wants some whiskey in a jar.
So did he shoot the person who's cheating with his girlfriend? We're going for that
I'd be very
reference. You're going for that
I'd be very-
reference. If you're gonna go for a fucking Thin Lizzy reference, fuck's sake, at least know the song.
I was doing a Metallica reference.
A
I bet they won't have.
I'm going to
Billy
fucking
Dee.
murder you because I am a Metallica fan, but that's a cover song, you ding dong.
I know.
Please.
No, it's a-
That's why I said the band who wrote the fucking song first. Also, where is this son of a bitch? Please die. Oh yeah, also the fact of the matter that yes, putting MG 151s as a wait, do we have a traverse problem? That's a traverse
that
problem.
elevation is garbage.
Yeah, the elevation, real garbage. Holy shit. 3 MG 151's good, but oh my god, you can't even aim the thing all the way straight up. That's kind of
like
shy.
60 degrees. It's like R3.
But it's
R3
also-
like,
But it's also R3, but uglier.
and slower.
It's the R3 T20's kid brother.
No, it's Grandpa. This is Grandpa. This is literally
Yes.
Grandpa.
What was the war? Grandpa, what was the war like? Oh, it was terrible. I couldn't barely lift my guns.
He doesn't have a tail.
What, the plane?
I do like also the sound is just amazing now. Even the suspension moves just a little bit.
Wait till you hear the 50.
I had a guy to real. Oh god. I had a guy to real.
Alright, so that's the German ground vehicle. Actually, the vehicle that I missed, happens to be in Japan. Because I'm dumb. Le dumb. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright. Well, I have to do this. This is dumb.
What is
At least I
dumb?
got most of the vehicles. Oh god, it would have been bad if I didn't get all the vehicles. You wouldn't have the stream tonight if I didn't get all the vehicles, because what's the point of just showing you the vehicle if I can't drive it?
You have enough golden eagles that we can all swim in.
Yeah,
You spend
but
it
of
on
course,
every single premium.
well, of course, God, I'm running low on silver lions, but that's going to be irrelevant in a moment. Okay, so let's slap this ugly on. Okay, not really ugly, but essentially, this weird pagoda of a. It's another prototype Japanese tank that does come with new camo colors, so no more. You can finally, get the more late Japanese camouflage instead of the weird lime green looking camo. So for I guess for just for visual sake here, we put this camouflage on. Okay, what's the most ridiculous looking camouflage for this thing? Okay, that's actually pretty ridiculous. Let's put that on instead. There we go. Also, if people who are new to War Thunder stuff with tank camouflages, you can make them look super damaged, make them look brand new. Let's make it look brand new and make it look
Only if you have premium account, if I remember correctly.
or no, you can buy the camouflages.
But I'm saying you can only change the damage of them if you only have premium account.
And honestly, premium account is a good. If you don't really want to buy premium vehicles and you play the game a lot, just get premium account and you'll get through tech trees a lot faster. It's like Xbox Live, you know. That's how I always saw it. So the STA-3 is a 90mm equipped tank that, of course, is kind of that older gun, but the special sauce about it is that it has a fucking autoloader on board. So let's see. Where's the loading mechanism? Elevation. Oh, right, since it's the autoloader. So basically, this thing had an auto-loading system in the back of the turret, so that's why the turret's a little bit longer, and supposedly a 6-second reload rate. Let's put high MAD2 shot, and so you get your traditional APHE shell, and then a heat shell. Who cares about the solid shot, and who cares about the high explosive with a gun that small? You know? Just saying.
It does get the nuke shell, which is really nice.
I want 5 million silver lions. Bro, me too. I don't get that kind of money from Gaishin. Well, you know, I don't get real money from them. Alright. Let's just kill all of those guys in there, first and foremost. So, also new sounds for these tanks too. It's like there's like a turbo or something in that engine. But honestly, it's a nice looking tank, all things considered. Also, let's see, let's have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The APHE shell was eaten by the goddamn transmission. Alright.
Isn't it always?
Fuck you. Eat my heat.
You just got Gaijin.
Eat my heat, asshole. You too, Pershing. Aha. Oh, look. The Pershing. It can't... Your 320 millimeters of heat through your friggin' stupid-ass Panther armor. Oh, that was violent. So, definitely not something you would want to run into. This thing is definitely rapid fire support and or rapid, I'm going to make sure you're dead.
Alright.
You know.
Well, I'm gonna head to bed, guys.
Alright, see ya, Roman.
See ya, bro.
Sleep tight with
Night,
your
everyone.
blue skull.
Yes, ekum bokum, everyone. Ekum bokum.
Ecum dambocum.
Ekum bambokum. Alright, so it's nighttime now because, well, I need to go the fuck to bed. All right, so next up, well, China gets a pretty nimble little 50 caliber truck.
Oh,
So I wouldn't want to run into that thing, honestly, at that tier, at the low tiers. If you run into any truck that's equipped with a four setup of 50 caliber guns, and you have no armor, you're probably going to be dead.
extremely dead. Because everyone will just laugh at you.
Yeah, you're gonna be deader than the cat that's gonna get chopped off for chop suey. Gotta make that joke somewhere.
Angry sewed noises intensify.
Yep. Oh yeah, and the other so the other vehicle I missed is in ships. But first, let's go back to we're going back to the Great War apparently because we now have battleships that fought at the Battle of Jutland, or is it Jutland or Jutland? Probably Jutland. Anyway, one of the more major naval battles of World War One, or the big one of naval battles. Wouldn't see another naval battle that large until World War II on the other side of the fucking planet, in the middle of the fucking Philippines. But you know, we're just in the Filipinos. We're just in the background of World War II. You know, just like the Chinese. But then we faded into obscurity. You know, fighting both Islamic terrorists and commies in the forest and the seas. Anyway, so SMS Von der Ton, big boot with big gun and torpedoes, because in this era, for whatever reason, they just put torpedoes on everything, including battleships. It is a big boot. I don't really want to test the boats right now, so we're going to jump over to HMS Invincible, which, if I recall, wasn't that invincible. If my memory serves right, HMS Invincible did indeed suffer a problem.
It's called the Germans.
Invincible class battle cruiser. Oh, it did survive the... Is it? Okay, am I dumb or am I just dumb? How dumb... Wait, I'm looking for... Wait, I typed it in... What the hell? I can't fucking type tonight on Wikipedia.
Well,
Imagine using
duh.
Wikipedia for your
That's
sources.
midnight. Every English teacher in school is just having a heart attack knowing this now.
Yeah.
Or people who know their naval stuff, or just who will watch this video later are gonna go, what if you're a
Take this
retard."
information with a grain of salt, just saying that now.
Yeah. So, battle cruiser.
Wikipedia's Wikipedia.
Big old battle cruiser with 4 turrets, big guns. We'll take this one out, I guess, since I kind of want it to not be nighttime. Yep. So, HMS Invincible, 1907, battle cruiser that fought in the First World War. It was in the Battle of Helgoland Bight, Battle of the Falkland Islands, and then the Battle of Jutland, where it got hit by SMS Lutzow and they died. Wasn't that invincible?
It's like the Titanic.
Oh, well, at this point in time, as I recall, with you know, the casual naval history I do know, is that they were using cordite at this point in everything, including their rifle ammunition. You find, you know, vintage British ammunition, you crack the thing open, you'll find the forbidden spaghetti.
Big kaboom.
Oh, you can actually see the shells now. That's pretty. Uh-oh. Oh, that hurt. Maybe I should hit a little bit lower. But those guns are going to take a bit to reload. Not only 3 of the guns aimed. Right. If you really wanted to, the 4th turret can fire across the bow. Alright. Also, the friggin' secondaries on board are apparently just going ham. And you don't have any AA either, so that's another problem. Well, at that point in time, they weren't very concerned about airplanes at that point. It wasn't until after the war when the Americans seeded the idea of air superiority via ships.
Yep. It goes zoom.
Oh, the visuals though, like I can see why some people dislike ships, but on the other hand, naval combat in real life was like 90% dread, 10% action. Except if it's a carrier fight, then you're just running around screaming your head off because everything's trying to fucking murder you. Yeah, so big ships, big guns. And there's some boys on the deck. There'd be a lot more crewmen on the deck, I would imagine, too. What's the famous line from the Brits during the Battle of Jutland? I think there's something, what was it? I think there is something wrong with our bloody ships today. Says the line. So a lot of ships died during that. And then the last vehicle to look at in the patch, as far as I am concerned. Oh wait, there's the Soviet coastal thing. Henrul, it has floating turret. It's a coastal ship. The rear turret's also floating too. God damn it. So, coastal ship, it has 4 torpedoes, it has guns, it's probably going to harass everything at that tier as a coastal vehicle. Lay move on, because I have been told that a drunken wench, wait, this isn't Cancoli. Oh, it's a premium too. Okay, that makes everything better. Anyway, the heavy cruiser, Paula, joins War Thunder. And, of course, having mentioned Cancoli, the reason why that character is fucking drunk half the damn time in the depictions is because the crew members, whatever fight that was, they thought their ship was sinking, so a whole bunch of the crew jumped overboard. And this was, I think, happening at night, as I recall. They realized their ship wasn't sinking, so they all climbed back on. All just kind of, shook at that point. They all stripped out of their clothes and raided the wine cellar that was on board the ship. When a British destroyer approached to go check what happened to the ship, because I think it was kind of dead in the water at that point, all they found were Italian crew members, buck naked, wet, cold, and dozens of empty wine bottles on the deck. So yeah. Yeah, maybe a bit of an ignominious end for the crew and the ship, but it's a beautiful ship regardless, because the Italians can into ship design more so than people give them credit for. There's a lot of things the Italians actually do really well. The only thing they can't do well is fucking tanks.
They also change sides too much.
That too. They also Mussolini made fun of Hitler because Hitler kept proclaiming the superior master race. Mussolini looked at him like, who the hell are you, a fucking germ, to tell me, a Roman, that you are superior? That's the...
Someone with delusions of grandeur.
Yeah. Mussolini's life is just interesting when it came to his discourse on science and stuff. Oh, Italy. Just remember, the Republic of Italy is actually a younger country than the United States, because it didn't become the Republic until the mid-1800s. Because Italy was kind of in it was like at least a couple of kingdoms and parts of the territories being held on by the Habsburgs and so on and so forth. European history can be absolutely confusing. So I think that's the end of the ships. Is there a possibility that the Von der Tann can shoot all 4 guns at the same time? Screw it. We'll bring the ship out for fire. We'll see if all the guns can fire at the same time. Here. Alright. Let's see. So, new carrier stuff for endurance. Alright. German crew member. Getting cute. Oh, there's a torpedo. Anyway. Alright, since this is a kind of an older ship, it has the side, kind of the old school, like, turrets in the hull and on the sides. Yeah, so, honestly, regardless of what type of small boat you are, I wouldn't really recommend approaching any of these ships at all, because they are firing actual, small, like, full-blown guns at you, not just machine guns, so, when knowing how AI gunners are, ooh, that would not be fun. Alright, so... Alright. So let's fire on this one. And... it appears all 4 guns will be able to fire because, well, it is a game. Fire. Ooh. Let's see. Where's my stopwatch? Ooh. Alright, engine and transmission room is out, so if that was in a battle, that guy's screwed and about to get hit with another salvo. Probably hit it toward more the bridge. And... well, I missed. I hit an ammo elevator. I'm shooting at station. Wait, this has AA? The AA actually killed an aircraft. Alright. So yeah, you can fire all 4 guns across the deck at certain angles, since I guess it was the whole broadside thing, because they were still thinking like fucking pirates back then. Just saying.
It was a lot less pirates and a lot more. It's really hard to have all of your guns face forward.
Yeah.
Unless you want to have a massive staircase sort of thing happening.
Yep. Which, infamously, the Japanese are very, very, very known for doing with their later ships. Yep. So, and also let's at least get Von der Tann moving. I love the effect of, like, when you're moving the ship forward, smokestacks come alive. The smoke effects and everything in this game now just look amazing. They don't look as 2D anymore, and also seeing, like, there's like almost a mini sonic boom so new gun effects as well with these high caliber guns, and the correct color of gunpowder, or correct color of smoke coming out the guns too, because certain ships of this era were firing black powders still, if I recall. So
most Dreadnought era battleships fire black powder.
Yeah.
Although smokeless had become very popular among small arms, you would, believe it or not, you would not see it in ships for some nations until like 1944.
And that's why the HMS Invincible, though, had a different color of smoke, because it had cordite. Cordite go burr.
Yeah, another thing that I guess I should probably stress, because, like, boats are sort of my ting. These are, like, when I say early battleship, I mean Dreadnought. The Dreadnought class was effectively Britain jumping straight from an ironclad to what they thought was the evolution of the ironclad.
Mm-hmm.
America tried to avoid falling into that trap as much as possible, because as much as we wanted a Dreadnought, we wanted something with, how do I say, a bit more versatility. Because to the British, the Dreadnought was not an artillery platform, it was not fire support, it was not a headquarters. It existed solely to kill other Dreadnoughts.
Yep.
And America, even in like the early 1900s, was like, fuck that, versatility.
Yeah, so HMS Invincible comes before HMS Colossus in the line, but yeah, of course, the ship that would spawn an entire generation of big boat. Good old Invincible, or good old HMS Dreadnought.
As a matter of fact, when the British made it, it was the first
Actually,
of its kind.
Okay,
and
let me at least
Germany-
bring out. I do at least want to bring out Paula.
Yeah, pardon me, John. I'm
Yeah,
like
go ahead,
trying to
go
recall.
for it.
No, I'm trying to recall my history. 'Cause if I remember correctly, HMS Dreadnought comes out. Germany immediately gets angry that Britain has bigger boat than the Germanic people, so they build their own dreadnought, and so Britain builds more dreadnoughts, and so Germany builds more dreadnoughts, and so Britain builds more dreadnoughts, and so Germany builds more dreadnoughts. And then Norway goes, I has big boat too. Not now, Norway, the superpowers are competing.
Okay.
Then is it the US goes, oh, hello there.
No, America's just
People are
like,
making
okay,
dreadnoughts.
we're building big boats. How many big boats are we building? Why are we building? Why are we causing this? Why are they pissed off at us? Wait, what shipyards are building battleships for the South Americans? Why is Brazil, Paraguay, and Chile all having a friggin' naval standoff just casually?
Wait, did they?
Yes,
Yeah.
they did. There was a whole
America's got
fucking South
battleships.
American naval supremacy battle just casually occurring at this point in time. I think, what is it? The guy who does naval videos, that's British and
Patel?
yeah, because I can never pronounce his name right. He did an entire video about South American battleships. It is the most
If you wanna hear
hilarious thing
something-
ever.
If you want to hear something funny, it was actually multiple American generals that basically said that the Dreadnought, because it's so naval combat focused, is a worthless ship. Because America looked at the Navy not as something that's supposed to control anything, but that at this point in time, it solely existed. You're going to notice with like U.S. naval doctrine, U.S. tank doctrine, U.S. air doctrine, everything exists to support the infantry, and that's it. If it isn't supporting the infantry, it's fucking worthless. Get rid of it.
Yep. Let's say Paula might give a pretty good challenge to Dreadnoughts, considering how fast it is. You know, speed, being it's a heavy cruiser.
Another thing, and I cannot fucking.
I love
stress this
Italian
enough.
ship camos so much. I'm
These
sorry.
are dreadnoughts. Like, when these things were rolling around, Britain had no idea how fucking heavy these turrets are. I swear to God, if I see one more person complain that dreadnought turrets turn slowly, I am going to strangle a bitch.
I just wish Temperus was here to, you know, inform us more about naval stuff, because he is our angry space marine, is also our resident naval player, who's actually very good at it. He's very good at it.
And I'm your naval historian because
Yes.
I, in fact,
I wish
have a
Dave
Criminal's
was-
just our historian, period.
Yep. Anyway, so that has been about an hour and almost 10 minutes of just looking at the tech tree. Let's see any other extra stuff. Physically correct Caterpillar checks for ground vehicles. Now, Caterpillar components are physical objects consisting of separate segments, blah, blah, bloody blue. Tread breaks exactly at the segment where the impact is hit. Broken tread animation depends on the length of the tread. So vehicles that have this are all a bunch of the T-34s. So let's say, let's bring out, let's test drive a, let's say the standard F2. And let's put a high explosive round for funsies into that. So let's break that out, and we're gonna go drive up to the T-34 that's on the range, and we're gonna go look and see how much difference this actually makes. Yes, my Panzer IV F2 is a magical wizard. Why do you ask? So. And of course, if we haven't made this very clear, there are new ground effects for tanks or tank guns, so they make a big blasty boom.
The muzzle flash is beautiful level. So.
It's beautiful. It's going to piss off some people, but because they can't see shit when they fire. But hey, that's how tank guns work in real life, dumbass. Maybe they can also tone it back a bit. Depends on the gun, I guess, too.
Historical accuracy.
Or at least my immersion would probably be better suited term in War Thunder. Like, the immersion has increased dramatically past couple of batches, and the sound engineer, who is apparently Russian Gordon Freeman, has been upping his game, so I don't really see a need for using certain sound mods out there, because the Chad Gordon Freeman, but Russian versus whoever's out there. Nothing personal, but I just find it funny that the guy looks like straight up Gordon Freeman.
Of course, but of course.
Alright, so let's fire HE at the track. And let's look. Ah, that's interesting. That's okay, so I shot it in the middle, but it apparently broke at the front. Alright, so what would happen if I shoot the rear? Alright, that was a bit disappointing. So, I think they broke at different lengths too, so that's maybe, I guess, a thing. So, if there wasn't so much grass here, we'd be able to see it, but I guess that's a thing. Oh well. So a lot of tanks got a T-34-76 series, T-34-85 series, KV series, IS-1, IS-2, T-80s, T-10Ms, M3 Lee, M4, all SPGs on chassis, except assault versions of Jumbo, T-20, M1A2 Abrams, AC Mark IV Thunderbolt, the B1s, ARL 44s, Ram 2, QF 37 Ram, Challenger 2 series, STRV 103, Leopard 2A4 through 6, and their Swedish versions, Type 90, the Type 90 and 90B, and the Leclerc S1, S2. Ground vehicles with a folding ATGM launcher now have a speed limit of approximately 20 kph to begin firing. That applies to the M901, the 9P149, and the M3 Bradley. Incorrect armor materials and armor elements have been fixed for the following aircraft: War 1 Mark 1, Swifts, B-17s, J5N1, JU-288C, QA5, and the Q5 early. And just a few other naval stuff that I can't really bother to read all the way through. Some decals and some stuff were moved around, and then apparently propaganda speech played over the speakers has been added to the Vietnam location, even though that's existed for a while, to my recollection, especially when the map first came out. I do remember just kind of driving around the town, and you just hear, "You see, GI, you are very far away from home." Something
You
of that
also
nature.
hear the trees.
Oh wait, before we go, yeah, we were looking at this at the beginning, the ZTC 99. I guess the drive at the beginning counts as what we were looking at. Its top piercing round is fine, at, you know, if you're going for side shots and stuff, but we'll see how it performs. It's kind of a definite, not necessarily Soviet.
It's not some of the higher pen in the game.
Yeah, it does have higher pen. Don't really know about its armor. You know, it does have a frig ton of ERA, and it does have composite all over everything. You know, and it's not a cast turret, because the Chinese realize that cast turrets are stupid at this point, you know.
I don't know.
Well, no, it's because the Chinese borrowed both Western and Eastern and Russian concepts over time, and the one thing they decided that metal tracks are stupid because they tear up roads. Clearly, as you can see, it has actually rubber track pads. Interesting. And of course, not cast turret. It's actually welded, or maybe partially cast, instead of, supposedly superior fully cast turrets. But that's subjective, though. I would say the Russian T-80s, T-90s, and T-72s are better overall tanks than their Chinese counterparts in just terms of capability. But Anyway, so I think that's everything. So, well, time to fly. You kind of just came here right at the end of the stream. You get to watch the stream, all the stuff that's been added, especially this slow ugly fucker over here. Anyway, so that
I heard the
is-
slough.
Yep, the slough. Anyway,
The slough.
that has been me, and
The slough is our new religion.
there
All
was
the sloth.
there was a Roman Torchwick, or Roman. It's been Chug season. It has been Dumpy Grimbus, and it has been Green. All of you say goodbye to the stream, and that has been Dev Server, the leftovers of
See you
New
guys.
Power. And well, I am very much looking forward to this guy.
Oh hell yeah! Corsair
Yep.
for the win.
Oh yeah.
A7M2. And then when the F8 Crusader comes in, we can have you can
The
say,
F8
don't ever talk to
Crusader-
me or my son ever again.
The FA Crusaders would have been waiting for since 1.85. If they don't add that next patch, I'm going to have some very angry words with Gaijin.
Well, you gotta understand, they gotta mess with how the wing tilting is, because the wing
Yeah.
does tilt on
Oh
landing.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
that too.
I had to say that.
It's
That'd
almost
be
as
really
bad as
cool,
Whip
'cause
Wing.
the entire wing is
yeah.
the air brake.
Well,
on the end.
y'all just came at the end of the stream. The stream VOD should be available on YouTube sooner than later. It should publish immediately because YouTube's gotten better about live streaming. Anyway, we've gone through all the vehicles. Watch the VOD when it's done. I need to go to sleep. Have a good night, guys. Bye.
Have a good night.